Hello, hello. I am in. Good evening.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi, Raphael. Hi, how are you?
how are you, man?
Sorry, I have to wake you up at 2.
I didn't go to sleep, so
Okay.
it's better.
Yep. So how's everything in Spain?
Pretty crazy, man.
Yep.
I suppose the same thing in the US, huh?
Yep. Same thing.
This COVID, man, it's like shit.
Yep.
How are you, man?
Boring.
No traveling.
No traveling. Boring. Yeah.
Can't imagine.
Yeah. Okay, let me get back in 5 minutes. I just want to get my cup of tea.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. Okay. So I will make you as the as a co-host.
Yeah, I think you need to
Yep.
enable me to share.
Yep. Yep. I've done it.
Okay. I'm gonna try to share my phone screen here. I see I can use the cable. Let's see how. Do you see the planner now? Do you see my phone?
No, I just see you start share the screen, but I don't see the phone.
Let me see why.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Got it.
Good. Do you see my mouse moving on? Okay. Yeah, I try to share the screen through the cable option is giving me, but it seems that's not. Okay,
Nope.
this option is not available. So I'll just share my like this.
Okay. Yep.
Right. So cool. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, hello everybody there.
Hi. So what you have
Hi,
been
everybody.
doing? Hey, David.
Hi. How are you?
Show your face.
Show my face.
Huh?
Okay, I'll show your face.
And
There we go.
Danny. And Danny.
Okay, Hollywood. Hi, Danny. How are you?
Awesome.
Oh, that's an iPad.
Are you in Hollywood?
No, just a background. All right, I'm going to go back to silent here.
Okay. So what have you been doing since the lockdown?
I've been stuck here in Madrid for a long time. Yeah, we got stuck for 3 months from March to May, something like this. And yeah, summertime I went to Menorca, the island. Then I'm back to Madrid, and the situation is getting worse and worse. So I think they're planning to lock us down again.
Yeah.
On Friday. So I don't know. Yeah, but no travel, nothing, everything canceled.
Yeah.
As everybody else, and yeah, doing a lot of videos on YouTube and trying to keep busy.
Yeah, nothing much we can do.
No, it just
it's so uncertain right now.
It's a crazy year.
Yeah,
I cannot even plan for next year. It's like
yeah, no. Yeah, I didn't think next year, at least next first half of the year, it's not going.
No,
I mean, it's not going to change. Yeah,
no. Very pessimistic about it.
Yeah.
We haven't made any decision on the PhotoPills scam yet, because we were like, it's so much uncertainty. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
so bad, but we'll survive, I suppose.
Okay.
Let me see.
Okay, we have 10 minutes more, and then
Awesome.
we can just start. We have like 100 something people sign up, and then I stream it to YouTube and my Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're using Zoom for streaming. Cool.
Yeah. Who doesn't know Zoom in the lockdown?
Everybody else doing.
Yeah. That's the only thing we can do. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So crazy time.
Yeah.
So today is about light.
Mm-hmm.
Planning natural light and light in general.
Yeah, I will talk about some basic theory and then I will leave it to you. Practical things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Lynn. From Danny.
Hello,
Good morning.
Danny. Show me your face.
Good morning
Hello.
from Indonesia.
Good morning.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning here.
Yeah.
Nice.
I haven't washed my face, so I don't want to show my face.
Yeah, I heard from Lena that you're having fun at home too. You're building up your Lego empire.
Yes.
Yeah. What else we can do? We can travel.
No.
Yeah. Mm.
So crazy times.
Lynn,
Yeah.
I heard you were saying about lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
You were pessimist until 2021.
Yeah.
The end of 2021.
I don't know. It's very difficult to say.
Well, you guys arranging that Antarctica. No, Arctic.
Swabat. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. September. Hope everything get back to normal.
Yes, 2021.
Yeah. 2021.
Yeah, Danny.
Okay.
Danny, you better join us.
Wait, just be patient.
Okay. All right.
I have to persuade the boss.
Okay.
David,
Yes.
pakai bahasa Indonesia boleh?
Ada 100 orang di sana loh. Udah. Oke, silent dah. Oke, bye.
Okay, sorry. Nice talking to you, Lynn.
Yeah.
Hello, Dr. Lin. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah. Hi.
How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hello.
Vivian. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Kah-Wai.
Hi. So where are you today, Mark?
Actually, that is right over here by Rosedale Park in Kennington.
Okay.
Yeah, it's local landscape.
Hi, Mark.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Yes.
So what role do you think Audubon and some of our peer organizations should play in
Oh, hi, Pam.
Good to see you. Oh.
Good to see you. Yeah.
So the bad news is.
We're about to go live.
Yep. You want to wait for another 2 minutes? People are getting in.
Awesome.
Yep.
Do you want me to silence my mic?
No, for you it's fine. But I mute everyone else. Yeah. Okay. So Rafael, can we start?
Yeah. Anytime.
Okay. Okay, let me share my screen. One second. Sorry, give me 1 second because a few people email me say they didn't got the link. So I'm sending them a link right now. Okay. Okay, good evening, everyone. Sorry for the wait. So let us start the seminar today. Okay, let me share my screen right now. Okay, good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome you all again to the seminar today, hosted by Fotopro and PhotoPills. So I'm Kah-Wai and I'm the ambassador and the global marketing advisor for Fotopro. So I'll be talking about the lights and moment in landscape photography. So I will start to talk about some basic theory about how to use the lights in landscape photography. And then after that, Raphael Pons from PhotoPills, the author of PhotoPills or the bot, would show you and tell you a little bit more about how to use the PhotoPills in like more practical things about how to check the light, how to use the photo pill and so on, how to plan your shot and so on. Okay, so let's get into our seminar today. Okay, so I'm Kah-Wai Ling, as I said. So I so so I think I will just skip my introductions. Most of you know who I am, and today I'm representing the Photo Pro for this seminar. And let's just get started. Okay, so the first question to all of you is that in landscape photography, how do you define a good image? How do you justify that you took a good or bad image? So let's take a look into this very first example here. Okay, so this image was taken in Dolomites in Italy, and the first image here was taken early in the morning. I think around 9 to 10 a.m. in the morning. And then the second image here, almost the same spot. As you can see, the same compositions, but the light is a little bit different. This was taken in the afternoon. And the third one, almost the same spot, but I think this is about like 10 steps to the right. And then this is early in the morning before the sunrise. This is after the sunrise. And this is sunset. So let's get back into the first image here. So after seeing all these 5 images, what do you think? What is the element that make a good image? And obviously, in this example, is the light. Of course, we have other elements like compositions, post-processing, and so on. But in this case, the lights play a crucial role in deciding whether this is a good or bad image. So early in the morning and in the afternoon, the harsh light, the middle daylight, give nothing more than just a snapshot or the so-called postcard shot. If you know this area well, this is the mountain area that can get foggy in the morning. I think due to the high elevation, I think this is about 2,500 meter highland area, and the temperature difference can also make it foggy in the morning. And we are shooting to the direction of the sun. So the sunrise is around this spot here. So the sky can be colorful around the sunrise. And when the sun's keep going up, it will reach the point that when the sun just stop at the peaks of the mountain, if you're standing in a particular spot here. So how to do that? I think Raphael will tell you a little bit more about this, how to plan the shot. And so in this shot with the smaller f-stop, you're able to get a nice sunburst on top of the mountain. And what's happened during sunset? So during sunset, the sun go to the other side of my camera. So the front lighting casts the golden light on the peaks of the mountains and on the cloud. At the same time, it's make the uneven ground looks more three-dimensional due to the low angle sunlight. So as you can see here, landscape photography is more than just going to a beautiful place for a so-called postcard shot. If you want to make your image looks different from other, you have to understand and master some of the photography technique, and understanding the lights and weather is one of the most important key in getting a good image here. Okay. So when I talk about like the moment, so here I title it as a capture the moment. When we talk about the moment in photography can means everything. The moment in travel photography, in portrait photography, in documentary photography. The moment can be an unexpected event, the facial expression of the peoples, or the interaction between the two people, or even in the wildlife photography, in interaction between two animals and so on. So these are called the moment in photography. However, in landscape photography, works very differently. understanding how the weather and how lights works and how we can use them efficiently are the key that allow us to capture the precious moment in landscape photography. So let's take a quick overview about different types of natural light. By numerical definition, the golden hour happens when the sun is in between plus to minus 6 degrees around the horizon. So it's happened around the sunrise and around the sunset. And the blue hour happens when the sun is in between 4 to 8 degrees below the horizon. So it's happened before the sunrise or after the sunset. And the golden hour and blue hour are collectively known as magic hour. As the name implies, magic always happen in this period of time. So as a landscape photographer, we have to get out around the sunrise and sunset because we always try to capture the magical moment during this golden hour and blue hour. Okay. So golden hour is a period of time when the color of sky goes from red, orange, yellows, and or as the name implies, the golden tone, having a warm color temperature. So why it is so attractive? Because the light is so vivid, colorful, soft, diffuse, and low contrast. But the condition, but we don't see the golden cloud or golden lights in every sunrise or sunset. It's not just depends on the elevation of the sun, but also the weather conditions like the cloud, the pollutions, particle in the suspension, and so on. And photography in golden hour in different direction of the sun can result in very different looking image. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is the backlight. They're shooting toward the direction of the sun. So this is perhaps the most popular sunset, most popular types of shootings, types of light that people often chase for during sunrise or sunset. Okay, so one of the reasons make it so popular is that we shoot if we shoot toward the sun with the smaller f-stop, we are able to capture the sunburst when the sky is clear. Okay. However, in the backlighting, the managing the contrast can be a technical challenge to deal with. Okay. For example, the brighter sky and the darker ground. Okay. Okay, so here's another example of the golden hour by shooting toward the direction of the sun. That's in the backlight conditions. Okay, so you can see that the sky can be very colorful if you have a little bit of cloud and also the reflection make this image looks extremely appealing to shoot. So other than backlight, front light can be very beautiful as well because the sunlight can illuminate the object with the warm golden light if nothing is blocking the sun. So for example, if you're shooting toward the mountains, but the sun is behind your camera, so we can get the mountains and the cloud illuminate by the golden light. Okay, here's another example here. Although we are not shooting toward the direction of the sun, but the golden light, the low angle sunlight illuminate mountains and the cloud beautifully. So here's another example here for the shooting in the front light condition. Side light. Side light is perhaps one of my favorite light, but it doesn't always happen. It's very depends on the season and also the direction of the sunrise and sunset because the sunrise and sunset change throughout the year. So the reason I like the side light is because it give a very three-dimensional looks due to the contrast between the illuminate and non-illuminate area. So this is the reason why I like the side light a lot. So the soft and vivid light render the mountains and the lodge here very three-dimensional because one side of the mountains illuminated by the golden light, another side is not illuminated, so it's very three-dimensional. Okay. While the blue hour is the period of time early in the morning and late in the evening when the sun is at a significant distance below the horizon and the residual indirect sunlight take a predominantly blue hue. At the beginning blue hour or at the end of the blue hour, a gradient of color from blue to orange can be seen right in the place of sunrise and sunset. A blue hour typically lasts for about 30 to 40 minutes before the sunrise and after the sunset. So as you can see here, the cold tones of the blue hour render the peace and calm emotion. So this is the emotion that triggered by the blue hour. And many people thought that the nightscape photography, the cityscape photography, like shooting to the New York City from the New Jersey side, it's best to be done in the nighttime. In fact, the best timing for nightscape photography or the cityscape photography is actually during the blue hour. And as you can see from this example here, how the color of the sky changed from the blue hour from the beginning of blue hour to the end of blue hour. You can see that the sky change from the light blue to the dark blue and getting darker and darker toward the nighttime. Okay. So the reason why we are so appealed to the blue hour because the contrast is very low compared to the nighttime. Okay, you still can see, and it's so colorful. You see that the sky is blue, and the overexposed area is not so overexposed. The dark area is no underexposed. So it is a good timing to shoot nightscape and cityscape compared to the nighttime. So as you can see, to be in the right place in the right moment is the key to success in landscape photography, because the best light just doesn't happen in any times of the day. So we always say that landscape photography is an art of chasing the light. So let me show you another example here. So the key is that if you know where to go, when to shoot, and what to expect in different lights and weather condition, you can generally get the most from your trips. This is the most challenging part of landscape photography. This is a drone image of Raina in Lofton. And for those of you who has been here, you probably recognize some of the most iconic mountains and village here. So the number here indicate 5 of the most common shooting spot of the fishing village in Raina in Lofton. Believe it or not, if you know where to go, when to shoot, you can get a good light in all these 5 locations in one single day. Okay, I've done it before. I've done it many times before in the past 5 years of my photo tour to Lofoten. Of course, you need to know how to utilize the weather, the light, and as always, you need to pray. As always, you need a little bit of luck for landscape photography. Okay, so the first location, the first shooting spot is in this village in Hanoi. So in one of the group, we had a big snowstorm before the sunrise. And as expected to the forecast, the snow stopped and the sky cleared up during the sunrise. So you can see the snow cover the mountains beautifully and the low angle sunlight illuminate the mountains beautifully. Okay, so this is a very precious condition after the heavy snowstorm. For those of you who has been here, you probably know that it's not easy to see a lot of snow in the on the mountains because it's windy all the times. It's easily swiped away by the winds, and also for the reflection, you can only see the reflection during very calm and windless day. You don't always see it. When you see it, you know this is the very precious moment. So soon after that shot, we always rush to the bridge and capture the moment when the sun illuminate the mountains and the village. Okay. Again, for those who has been here, you can rarely see a lot of snow on the mountains and on the rock because they were easily swept away by the winds and wave. And in the middle of the day, especially in the overcast day, in the calm, windless day, as I say, we can expect the reflections everywhere. However, when there's no wind, when the temperature drop, the reflection will gone quickly because the still water here, although it is salt water, will get frozen in the low temperature. And then during the sunset, in the winter times, sunrise and sunset just maybe 3 or 4 hours apart. So during the sunset, we always visit this iconic spot and capture the alpine groves on top of the mountains. Again, the reflection rarely happens in this part of the world. When this happens, you know that this is the moment you would never want to miss. I think I've been here more than 20 times in the past 5 years of my photo tour to Lofoten's. But I think I've seen the reflection in these locations maybe no more than 3 or 4 times. So this is one of the best condition you can get. And at the sunset, we ran to this spot for the blue hour. As I mentioned earlier, the cold tones of the blue hour could render the peace and calm emotions. And as I mentioned just now, in portrait photography, in travel photography, in documentary photography, we can easily trigger the emotion from expression of the face, the special moment, the interaction between the peoples, and so on. As for landscape photography, weather is probably one of the most important tool of triggering or evoking the emotions of the viewer. Let's take a look into this example here. So this is the Gazadalu from Faroe Island. So this is probably the iconic landmark of Faroe Island. This is a small village here. I think about 40 people live in this village with a very beautiful mountains in the background and a beautiful waterfall in front of the village. So here's a funny story of this shot. This was taken about 2 years ago during my photo trip to Faroe Island. It was my first year to Faroe Island. It was a very nice day in the morning. Sunny day, nice day, calm weather. I brought my client, did some hiking, shoot the puffin. We have a lot of things done in the daytime. So by the time we went back to the hotel, they were exhausted. They want to go to bed. But I saw the storm is coming from the direction of the sunset, and the cloud was changing dramatically. So I told my clients something will be happening tonight. So who want to get out? So half of them say, okay, let's get up and shoot. But half of them say, I don't care what's happened. I'm so tired. I just want to go to bed. That's fine. Okay, I can't stop you to go to bed. Okay, so during the time of shooting, it was rainy, it was windy, it was a little bit foggy, and we were wet. The camera was wet too. We have to wipe the lens and shot, wipe the filter and shot. It was not a presentated shot. We're cold, we're wet. So people has been suffering. But by the time when the sun is just touching the horizon, okay, the magic happened. This is what we saw when the sun is just touching the horizon here. Okay, the, the fogs and the mist and the rain just spread out the goldens and the red and the blue light throughout the landscape. So at this magical moment just lasts for I think about 3 minutes. That's it. So you could get what's the reaction of those clients who were sleeping in the hotel when they saw this photo next morning. Okay, so once you miss it, you will never ever see it again in your life. I've been here many times. I'm here every year during my photo tour, but I don't think I'll see this again in the same place in the rest of my life. So this is called a moment in landscape photography. Okay. So the golden light and in the golden hour render the overall image, the sense of warmness, energetics, and dynamics. So this is an emotion that triggered by the golden hour or the golden light. But the same place, same times, in the different days, different weather condition, different light conditions, the thick, dramatic looking cloud, the ever-changing cloud, give the image sense of cool, moody, and even a little bit of depressed, a little bit of upset. So just like the rainy day, the cloudy day, we are sitting at home, we feel a little bit depressed, we feel a little bit upset because we look out the window, we can't get out, we're sad. So this is the emotion triggered by the overcast day. While the misty days are perfect for capturing the atmospheric photo, it renders a sense of mysterious and dynamics. So the conclusion is that as a landscape photographer, we love bad weather. Okay, we are not hoping to have the blue sky, the clear sky. Those are from sunbathing. But as a landscape photography, we love the weather like this. Let's take a look. So, okay, this is a little bit extreme condition. How to describe the strength of the wind? My 40-pound camera bag was rolling in the beach. So you can imagine how strong it is, how crazy it is. So this is the fun part in landscape photography. So the storm sometimes are just excellent opportunity for dramatic and moody landscape image. The dark billowing cloud, the wild dramatic sea can just make for spectacular image. Okay. So the best time to capture the storm, usually just before and after the storm, when there's a break in the cloud, the beautiful light streaming through. Okay. And as you can see here, this beach in Lofoten, this is a rather boring beach. There's no interesting foreground. There are two big rock here, but nothing else, just flat, nothing's interesting. But after the snow, after the storm, after the heavy snow, it's makes interesting stripe pattern in the beach. And now it's become your leading line and your foreground elements. Okay, so this is what happened after the storm, after this crazy weather. So cloudy days and overcast day. This is not the day for sleeping. This is the day for shooting. So in the overcast day, the cloud always serve as a huge diffuser that scatter the light evenly. So it's render the scenery very low contrast. So it make it the perfect timing for creating a moody and depressing image. That an image that make you upset. So calm overcast day create a nice, moody, and simple image. So it's rendered a sense of calmness, maybe mixed with, as I say, a little bit of depressed emotion. This is how we feel when we are sitting at home in an overcast day, in a rainy day, in a cloudy day, and look out of the our window. So we just feel a little bit depressed, calm, quiet. Mhm. So overcast day plus a little bit of scary image and the history, if you know it, result in a very moody and depressed image. So let's talk about history in this image of this image. So this is called the slave cliff. So in the Viking era, about 1,000 years ago, the rich people in who are living here usually they used to throw away the slave into the ocean just right from the cliff here. So historically, we call this slave cliff. Okay. Oh, by the way, this is one of the most popular spot in Faroe Island. So this is the slave cliff in Faroe Island. So you know a little bit of history and then the overcast weather and a little bit of scary landscape result in a moody and a very depressed image. So this is the emotion we want to bring it to the viewer. We want the viewer to feel something from the image. Otherwise, your image is lifeless. So overcast day also the good timing for shooting waterscape like waterfall, or river or stream, because the overcast day make has lower contrast, so which make those part in the water uh, less prone to overexpose. So misty day, as I said, is excellent opportunity to express the mysterious and dynamics and moody feels of the location. So these two image was taken in Zhangjiajie in China. Mm, so for those of you who watch the Avatar, you probably recognize those mountains as Avatar Mountain. So the Avatar was filmed here. So this place is just perfect for the foggy landscape, for the very foggy, misty day. Okay, but not all the place can get misty or foggy. Usually, it's happen in a place with high humidity or in the mountain area, and it's always happen in the sunrise. It usually happen in the sunrise when there's temperature difference. So mountains area are the places that are well known to have fogs either in the mornings or after the rain in the low altitude and the water vapor move up to the high elevation, just like the Avatar Mountains here. If you get the rain in the morning in the lower altitude, so the water vapor will move up to the high elevation into the mountain. So we always get a foggy weather here in the afternoon. Okay, so if you remember what I told you in the very beginning of my presentations, I said the middle daylight, the
Is it possible that we'll ask Kah-Wai?
Raphael, are you there?
Yeah, I am here. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. The the internet just disconnected for no reason. Yeah, it happens since March. It's happened so often since March. Probably everyone is at home. Okay, let me share the screen again and just get back to our yeah. Okay. Okay. So just now we are talking about the middle daylight. Most of the time, the middle daylight is very good for the intimate landscape, like in this image here. So that we are no longer emphasized on the colors, but in this image, the intimate landscape of from Death Valley National Park. So we are more here. We are more emphasized on the patterns of the highlight and shadow. Okay, so as long as we know how to use the middle daylight, we can make a good image as well. So the key is that if you know when to shoot, where to go, and how to utilize the light. So this is the key of success in landscape photography. Okay, and there's no such thing as bad light, just misunderstood light, as Don McCullin say. So the key is there to be in the right place in the right timing. This is very important. Most people spend a lot of money to travel, but the biggest mistake, the most common mistake people make is to to be in the wrong place in the wrong timing. So I so next we are going to talk about is the PhotoPill. So I will leave this to Raphael and how to use the PhotoPill. And on my side, I just want to conclude that landscape photography is not just about going to the beautiful place, but it's an art of seeing the unseen. It's an art of chasing the light. And just last example here, how to be in the right place in the right timing. So this was um, the picture from Greenland. So I often lead the photo tour to Greenland in July in the summer times. We often visit this place called the Ilulissat, which is located in the west of Greenland. Why we are visiting this place in July? So Raphael will tell you more how to check the golden hour. But as you can see here, the golden hour in Ilulissat of Greenland in July, the golden hour starts at 10:30 p.m. and end at 4:30 a.m. and the golden hour lasts for 6 hours. So which is the golden time to to visit this place for photography. So let me just share with you this short slideshow of my my trip to Greenland, and then I'll pass it to Raphael. Okay, I stopped sharing my screen here. So tonight we are so honored to have Raphael with us today and sharing the secrets of the PhotoPills. So welcome, Raphael. It's all yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kah-Wai and Fotopro for having me on the show. Yeah. And thank you for all the inspiration with your photos and your adventures all around the world. And the detailed explanation on how to use natural light to take amazing landscape photos. When it comes to planning, the landscape photography is all about, as Kah-Wai said, is to be at the right place at the right time, to capture the photo you want to capture. So once you understand natural light, you need to really understand what's going on in a specific location, so you can choose the best timing and the best shooting spot. So if I share my screen, so you can, now you should be seeing my PhotoPills, the PhotoPills app. Is that right, Kah-Wai? Yes? Awesome, thank you. So before I get deep into the applying natural light, I'd like to give you like a short tour of the app, so you know where to go to find what you're looking for. As you see, PhotoPills has like 3 menus: the Academy, PhotoPills menu, and My Stuff. PhotoPills is all about helping you be more creative, imagine photos, plan them. Planning means to find the shooting spot and the shooting date and time. The photo you want to catch actually happens, so you can go and capture it. But apart from the planning tools that you find in the Pills menu, we want to also give you all the education you need in the Academy. Here you'll find our video tutorials, and in our YouTube channel, you'll find a lot of videos on PhotoPills and how to use it to plan your photos. And also, I'll invite you to check our how-to guides. Here you have all our detailed guides. I think my neighbor is not very happy. It's 2 a.m. here in the morning. He's knocking my the wall. So I'll speak a bit low. So yeah, these are our guides. But you want to learn, you go to Academy. You want to get inspired, you go to My Stuff Awards. And here you have photos that we publish every day of the PhotoPills community. So you can get inspired for photos about, Milky Way photos, moon photos, and sun photos. For example, this photo was featured as Picture of the Day by NASA. It was taken thanks to this sunrise with the omega shape. with this sailboat is pretty amazing. The power of imagination. You imagine a photo, you plan it, and then you go and take it. And when it comes to natural light, you use different tools depending on the situation you are. For example, if you want to figure out when is the golden hour today for your location, or what time the sun is setting today, you don't even need to go to PhotoPills. You can go to the PhotoPills widgets, which here you see the new design, which will hopefully release the next week in the App Store on iOS and on Android too. The cool part about the widgets is that you have in one screen all the key information about the sun, natural light, the moon, the Milky Way, and also your upcoming photo plans, all the photo ideas that you've planned with the planner and save them. For example, here in Madrid, where I am now, I know that the sunrise tomorrow is going to be at 8:11, and the golden hour will begin at 7:55, and it will last until 8:48 a.m. So here I have sunrise, sunset information for my location and my current date, golden hour information, the blue hour, and the astronomical twilight. The astronomical twilight is important when you photograph in the Milky Way. You need to wait until astronomical twilight ends to start shooting or if it's in the morning, before it begins to shoot the Milky Way, because it's when it's nighttime. You also have the moon information and the galactic center visibility information here, so the Milky Way information. Yeah, this is we use the widgets when you're on the location, even offline without internet connection, and you want to figure out the right information. So natural light, sunrise, sunset locations. Okay, if I go to PhotoPills, again, when you're on the spot, you can use, we use the planner to really plan photos all around the world for any location and any date. But when you're on the spot, you can use the sun pill here. If I tap on the sun pill, what happens is that PhotoPills locates my location. I'm here in Madrid now, and the current date today is October. is 2:45 a.m. That's why my neighbor's like knocking the wall at the moment. Not very happy. But yeah, for today, here we have all the lights and all the events for the day, right? So I have the astronomical twilight, the nautical twilight, the moonset time, the blue hour, the golden hour times, the sunrise, and when the daytime begins, and then the same thing for the afternoon. So golden hour begins at 7:21 p.m. The sun sets at 3 to 8 p.m. The moon rises at 8:12, and then the blue hour ends at 8:13. So I have all the light information and also the Milky Way information when the galactic center becomes visible and becomes invisible. So I love the sun pill because it gives me all the key information in one single screen for my location and my current date. If you want to change location and date, you can tap on settings here. And from this screen, you can change just the location and the date. But I don't really recommend you to do that when you're using the sun pill, because usually you use it just to figure out really quickly the key information for the location you are and the day you are. If you want to check the date for tomorrow, the information for tomorrow, you can just tap on the arrow here and change the date, right? Tapping on both sides of the sun, you'll see how the date changes. Okay, another cool thing about the AR view, the sun pill, is that you have the AR button. If I tap the AR button, you see what happens. So here, it's showing me where the sun. It's nighttime here, so it should be on the horizon. Welcome to my small flat here. So I have the horizon here, the sun is below the horizon, and this is the sun path. The sun will rise in this direction. And here I have my date and time. I can swipe my finger from right to left to see how the sun rises. in this direction. So this AR tool is so powerful because in just one tap, imagine that you're outside, waiting for the sunrise, and when it's dark in the nighttime and you want to know where the sun will rise, you can just tap on the AR and point your phone in the sky and look for the sunrise direction. And here you have it. Easy. Awesome. This is for the sun pill. So we've seen the widgets. We use the widgets when it's in the field for the current date and current time. We use the sun pill for the when you're in the field too, for your current date. And then we can use the planner to plan natural light for any location on Earth. If I tap on planner, what happens here is that you see a map view and a red pin. The red pin is going to be our shooting spot, right? And you see a few lines that appear from the red pin. These lines, I can change the time by swiping the time bar. Here you have the date and the time. I can swipe the time bar to just change the time. But what are these lines? Okay, the red pin now is in Menorca, our beautiful island. And the yellow thick line is giving me the sunrise direction. And the orange thick line is giving me the sunset direction. On the top panel, I have the sunrise time. So at 7:41 a.m., the sun is rising in the yellow thick line. And it's setting at 7:24 p.m. in the direction of the orange thick line. And this is for October 2nd, 2020. If I want to set the date to now, just double tap on the time bar, and the date is set just to now. So now it's here in Madrid is October the 1st, and it's 2:48 a.m. And what about the blue lines? The blue lines are the moonrise direction and the moonset direction. And again, the top panel is telling me that the moon is setting at 7 a.m. in the direction of the thick blue line, and is rising again at 7:41 p.m. in the direction of this light blue line. And then on the map, if I swipe time, you see that you have this thin blue line, which is telling me the direction of the moon for the given date and given time. And if I can keep swiping, you see this orange line, which is telling me the position of the sun for the given date and given time. So you can easily see that the sun is rising in this direction and setting in this direction. Cool. So this way you can understand where the sun will rise, where the sun will set, and the light direction, because you know at all time where the sun is located. Great. Let's say, for example, that you want to plan a sunrise for next Sunday here in Menorca. What's the process here? First thing always is to place the red pin in the location you want to start planning the shot. There are several ways of moving the red pin. One, and very important one, is that if you tap on the load button here, you can type the name of an address or the name of a place, and the red pin will be placed to that location. You can also load the point of interest or load the latitude or longitude. You have several options here. But I'm in Menorca, so I'll move the red pin just by drag and dropping it. Easy, you just drag and drop in it, or you can just forget about the pin, look for a spot, and tap on the map, and hold a long press on the map, and the red pin will be placed right where you're doing the long press. Cool, this is how to move the red pin. So once you have the red pin in the area you wish to plan the shot, the next thing is to set the date. Imagine that you're planning the shot for next Sunday, a sunrise for next Sunday. The process to do it is just to double tap at the center of the time bar to set the date to today, and then just swipe Today is Thursday, outside too, until it's Sunday. Okay, we're here. Sunday, October the 4th, and the time is at 2 to 9 a.m. To change the date, you can also just tap once at the center of the time bar, and you can change the date from this screen. Cool. Okay, I've set the date. I have the pin in Menorca, and I know that the sun is rising in this direction, the yellow thick line, and is setting in this direction, the orange thick line. Cool, I know a lot of locations. So if I want to shoot, for example, a sunrise aligned with an interesting subject, I know that I need to shoot east, of course, but I know the true direction of the sunrise. So I can just, move over around the island and check the locations I know. For example, I know that here in Favarich, we have a super beautiful lighthouse. So I know that if I'm shooting from this spot, for example, and move time, you see that from this spot, I can get the lighthouse and the sun rising next to it. It's simple as that. Once you have the date, you just, based on the sunrise direction, you just move around the red pin until you find your composition, usually looking for an interesting subject. If you don't want to have the sun in the frame, you could just come here, for example, and shoot from this direction, this position, towards the lighthouse, and the sun will hit the scene from the side, creating volume and texture in your subject and in the foreground, casting this beautiful golden hour light. If you wish to know when the golden hour begins, all you have to do is to swipe the top panel to the left twice until you get to this panel, and here you have all the blue hour and golden hour times, always for the location of the red pin and for the selected date, right? Easy. I'll go back to the first panel. I love this panel with the sunrise and sunset times. So this is how you can plan natural light super easy on the map just by using the sunrise sunset lines. So for a given date and a given location, it's easy for you to find the shooting spot depending on the photo you want. Either you want the light coming from the side or capturing the sun in the frame with your subject. Okay, this is one way to plan your photo escapes when you know the date. But what happens, for example, when you know the shooting spot and you know the light direction you want, or you know where the sun, where you want the sun to be in the frame, but you don't know when it happens. Let's say, for example, that you want to shoot the sunset from this spot here, which is pretty cool. I'll do a long press on the map to place the red pin. And I want to shoot from far away and get the sunset aligned with this beautiful lighthouse here. No, I don't know when it happens. It doesn't happen in October the 4th. The sun is setting north to my lighthouse. So an option you can use to really figure out when the sun or the moon is going to be where you want it to be is just to use the Find button. So I will tap on Find, and here on Android you only have two options, sun and moon. On iOS you have four, but actually we only use two options, sun at azimuth elevation and moon at azimuth elevation. Today is all about sun and light, so I'll tap on sun at azimuth elevation. And here I place the red pin, the yellow pin, which represents the sun, on the lighthouse where I want the sun to be. For example, right here. Great. So this way I'm telling PhotoPills that I want the sun to be in this direction. And PhotoPills will look for results when the sun is within this yellow area. If you want to change the yellow area size, here at the azimuth, which is the direction of the sun, you see the plus minus 1. If you want to change it, you can just tap on numeric and change the error, which is the tolerance. In this case, I'll add 2 degrees. If you can move around in your shooting spot, it's always good to have a large tolerance because you can always adjust your shooting spot afterwards, after the planning. Okay, I have the direction of the sun set. Next thing I'll set is the day range. So I need to tell PhotoPills, start looking for dates, start today, and then let's say in 1 year. Awesome. And for the elevation, tap on elevation. I want a sunset, so the sun elevation is gonna be 0, and the tolerance 0.5 is good enough. Okay, I have everything set. I told PhotoPills the day range I want to look for the possible shot, and the direction and the position of the sun in the sky, aligned with the lighthouse, and it's a sunset. Next step is to tap on the search button here, my magnifying glass at the top, and you get a table of results of all the possible dates the sun will be within the search parameters. So I'll check the first one, which is on October 12th. Tap on it, and what you see is the plan already there, pretty close to what I want. The sun is a bit high here, so what I'll do to fine-tune the shot is just swipe the time bar and see how the sun set direction just adjusts its position. I think this one is gonna be good enough. Yeah, this one is pretty cool. The sun is setting next to my super lighthouse. This is one of the cool things about the sun is that when you have a sunset or sunrise in very close to the place you want, you just need to change the date, swipe the time bar, and you see how the sun sets in a different position, 0.5 degrees apart. So it's super close. I can change the time very quickly, and you see how the sunlight adjusts progressively. The moon rise and set directions changes a lot. They change a lot. The moon is trickier to plan. The sun is pretty easy. But I'll go back to my shooting date. I'm swiping the time bar easily. Okay. Perfect. Let's say this date. Great. So have you seen? In a few seconds, I've just planned, I have my shooting spot, I have my shooting date. Well, it's the 16th of October, 2020, around 7 p.m. The sun will be setting next to my lighthouse. And this is how you can really figure out super quickly, when you have a shooting spot and you know the photo you want, where the sun, the position of the sun you want in the photo. With this option, with the fine tool, you can really figure out the shooting date, which gives you a lot of power of creativity because you can just walk around scouting locations and start brainstorming shots and planning them super quickly. And once you plan them, just tap on the save button, save, and here you can save the plan. Here I'm gonna add a new plan and add sunset Punta Nati house. Awesome. I save it in my to-do list. And another thing I can do here is if I tap on more, action, I just can send the plan to a friend via email. And if my friend is a PhotoPills app user, he will be able to load it onto PhotoPills. And another cool thing is to add an alert to the calendar. So you get a notification when the photo approaches, so you don't miss it. Okie dokie, so this is how we plan natural light. I can give you another example. For example, for architecture, you could just, find, for example, a really nice building that we have here in this area. Okay. This is stone head here. In this area, you have a lot of beautiful old stone constructions. But this one is particularly interesting. You want to understand how natural light will affect a building. It's all about placing the red pin on the building, and then you can just, for example, tap on the map settings button, tap on the sun layer here on the map settings button. You can do many things. For example, change to the draw mode, or change the map type, or enable the field of view and depth of field calculators on the map, or switch on and off the information you want to see in the map. For example, you want to plan the Milky Way, you can switch on the Milky Way. Or you want to plan a meteor shower or an eclipse. But I'm planning the sun. But actually, I'm going to switch off the moon by tapping on the eye. But if I tap on sun, here I can change the sun info I have visible on the map. For example, I can choose the light direction view. And if I go back to the map, what happens is that PhotoPills is telling me visually how the light will impact my scene. Another cool view is tapping again the map settings button and the sun layer again, is the path, sun path, which gives me a view of the sun elevation when the sun rises and how high or low will be the sun at this particular date. So this gives you a really strong understanding how natural light will affect the scene. And as always, if you're right where the red pin is, for example, on the date of the shooting, you can just tap on the AR and visualize. Visualize where the sun is at all time with the AR view. But in this case, you need to remember that you need to be right where the red pin is, because everything that the planner shows you is referenced to the red pin, right? If you want to see what's happening in your location, I recommend you to go back to the main menu and tap on sun and use the AR button here, because here is giving me the same information for my current location and current date. Okie dokie, so this is how we plan the sun super quickly. Let me set the information to the normal, typical information of the sun and moon. Tap on the map settings button, tap on the sun layer, and here I'll go to standard again. Okay. Great. Imagine that you want to photograph this. Another trick I can give you is if you want to photograph this subject and you want to see how the field of view on the map, you tap again on the map settings button and enable the field of view calculator on the map. And here, what happens is I have my field of view. I just need to choose my camera. For example, I'm gonna set the Nikon Z6. And the focal length, let's say I'm gonna use, let's say 35 mil. And as you see, here you can visualize what will be in the frame and outside the frame, shooting in portrait or shooting in landscape. This is a really powerful tool to really visualize the shot before, assess the focal length you need to use or the lens you need to bring for any particular shooting. a lot of tips. Kah-Wai, you want me to keep pushing?
Yeah. I have one question in the chat room. How does the yellow arch tell you how high the sun is?
Okay, let me switch the yellow arch again. Sun path here. You see, I'm going to switch off the field of view calculator. You see these white circles? So when the sun is the largest circumference is 0 degrees of elevation, and the center is 90 degrees of elevation. So as you see, when the yellow arch is close, very close or near to the large circumference, it's because the sun is pretty low. It's normal because we are getting in October, in wintertime. If I go to, let's say, December 21st, you'll see how the yellow arch is super, super close to the large circumference because it's super low in the sky. And I can visualize it on the AR view too. If I visualize the position of the sun, you see how the sun path is horizon is pretty low in the sky in this case, right? But if I go to March, in spring, 21st March spring, well, the sun is high in the sky. You see how the yellow arch is further away from the largest circumference. And if I tap on the AR view, I can visualize. Now the sun is much higher in the sky, right? This is how this arch can help you understand the height, the elevation of the sun. You also have, if I swipe the panel to the right, you have this panel here which gives you the sun and moon azimuth and the elevation. The azimuth is the angle measured from north to the sun position. So this is 114.7 degrees of that azimuth is this angle here, north to the sun position. And the elevation is the angle measured from the horizon to the center of the sun. And the same for the moon. So this panel also helps you understand how high the sun is in the sky. More questions?
Yeah. How do you know if something is obstructing your object? For example, the mountain getting in the way of your lighthouse.
Awesome. Let me switch off this, go back to the normal sun. For the topography, for understanding topography, we use the black pin. So let me swipe the panel to the right, and you get to the black pin panel. If I tap on the button on the panel, a cool thing happens. This black pin appears, and now I can place it on my subject, right? Or I can place it on a mountain or any object that you think that might block the shot. So it's all about moving this black pin on the topography and then aligning the sun with the black pin. When something, a terrain is blocking the view of the sun line will be dashed. Let me show it to you if I go further away. Example here. A bit more. You see? Now the sun line is dashed. What you see here is the sun size because I switch on the sun size on the map. If you want to switch it off, just tap on the map settings button, sun, and switch off the sun size. It's cool to have it switch on because you can visualize how big the sun will be with your subject. But in this case, I'll switch it off because you see clearly that the sun line is dashed. And on the top panel, is telling me that the sun height above the black pin, so this means above the ground level of the black pin. This it doesn't take into account the buildings. It's only topography, terrain. So the sun height is minus 19.8 meters, which is, we mean it's almost 18 meters below the terrain, below the ground level of the black pin. And here on the top panel, you also have the sun size. This is the real diameter of the sun that you can compare with your subject. So the sun size in your photo will be 10 meters, 11 meters. And if your subject is 11 meters wide, it will have the same size of your subject. This is the meaning of this number. So the panel I'm playing now that you see here on the top of the map is super, super, super powerful, because you can really super quickly visualize and understand how high is the sun or the moon or the Milky Way above the ground level of your subject. And if you have a mountain just in the middle, for example, on your path, you could just place the black pin on the mountain and see if that mountain is blocking you the view of your subject. Yes, this is how we do it. More questions?
Okay, so if anyone has a question, you can just unmute your, yeah.
No questions? Everybody's scared. Do you hear me well? Because I'm lowering my voice because my neighbor's like knocking.
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, I'm back now, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Do you want me to do, for example, a moon plan? Because now I think we've covered everything we need for planning natural light.
Yeah. So first, let's ask your neighbor if it's okay.
Yeah, my neighbor must be like.
Okay. Second, so let's ask our audience. Do you guys want to hear more about how to plan the moon, right? If yes, just raise your hand.
Well, I can do something really, really quick before he gets down.
Yeah, people say yes in the chat room. So let's go ahead.
I'm sorry, neighbor.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's plan the next full moon. Okay. What I'll do is I'll go to this panel here where I have the moon. So to plan the next full moon, first thing is to set the full moon date.
Okay, Raphael, just interrupt.
Yeah.
For a while. So the question is: the topology height known for where the black pin is placed?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Is the topology height known for where the black pin is placed?
Yeah. You need to keep moving the black pin to understand the topography, because the information on the panel is for the black pin position. It gives you the information.
So where do you see like how high is the place you put the black pin?
Yeah.
Can you see it?
You could just put the black pin on any place, and if you tap on the black pin, it gives you the altitude above the sea level, right?
Okay.
But most interesting is the information you have on the top panel, which gives you the distance between the pins, which is pretty cool, and above all, the real information you need, which is how high the sun is going to be compared to the ground level of the black pin. If you place the black pin on a hill or a mountain, this information is giving me that is 27.5 meters. The center of the sun is 27.5 meters above that hill.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you know the sun size, which is 36, you know that, 36, the radius is 18. So the lower bottom of the sun is more or less 10 meters above the ground level. right? Because you can play with the radius. You can compare the size of the sun with the height of the center of the sun above the hill. So you really can visualize the position of the sun compared to the hill. And if you have a subject, imagine that you have a building where the black pin is, you can compare this sun height with the height of a building. So you can understand the position of the sun, the height of the sun compared with the height of the building. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Awesome. More questions?
Oh, there's one question I also want to know how to find the Milky Way. So maybe after the moon things.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
For planning the moon, let's plan the next full moon. Okay. First,
Mhm.
go to the sunrise and sunset panels. Let's set the date of the full moon, which is tomorrow, of course. But to set the date of the next full moon, what I do is I double tap on the time bar to bring it to today, and then I tap on the picture of the moon on the top panel to jump the day to the next full moon, which is tomorrow, October the 1st. Awesome. Next step is to visualize the moon information on the map. Now I only have the sun info, so I'll tap on the map settings button and tap on moon layer here and go back to the map. So I have my moonrise direction. And if I want to plan a moonrise with my subject, which is again the stone hut here, I'll place the black pin on my subject. And now, based on the moonrise direction, I'll make a guess of my shooting spot. I'll place it here. In a way, the moonrise is north to my subject. Why north? Because when the moon rises, go south, in this case, in the northern hemisphere. So I want the moon to be rising behind my subject. Okay, I align the moon with my subject and I go to my black pin panel. The panel is telling me the height of the moon is minus 26, so it's below the horizon. So what I'll do is I'll change the time until more or less it gives me, I have here the diameter of the moon. So imagine if you want the moon to be kissing the ground level, the center of the moon has to be 5 meters or 5 meters above the ground level because the radius is 5 meters. So I'll change the time until, here I have 5 meters. Okay, awesome. And now all I'll have to do is, I'll move my tuning spot to align the moon with my subject. Every time you move the red pin, topography changes, so the height changes. And again, I have to adjust my shooting time. Okay, more or less like this. That's pretty cool. I think I have a cool shot plan here. If I'm shooting from the red pin position, which is 1.3K from the black pin, the moon height will be 6 meters above the ground level, and the sun the size of the sun will be 11 meters, more or less. And this is for tomorrow at 7:56 p.m. 4 to 8 p.m. That's my shooting time. So I have my shooting spot, my shooting time. The sun will, the moon will be just behind my subject, kissing the ground, almost kissing the ground. And the size of the moon will be more or less like my subject, which is a pretty cool shot. By the way, we've shot it a couple of times. So this is how you can really quickly plan the next full moon with PhotoPills. So it's easier than it looks, it seems. I mean, you can go to our YouTube channel, and there we have a lot of videos on flying the moon and the sun and the Milky Way.
Okay, so someone asked, any plan to have the PC version of the PhotoPill?
Well, that's an old suggestion. Is there in the pipeline? We love to do it in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and there's one question about the dot line means, yeah, he's asking about the dot line. What
You mean
what does it mean, the dot line here?
the dotted line? You mean when it's like this, which is dotted?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is because it's telling me that the center of the moon is below the terrain.
Mm-hmm.
When it's not dashed, is when the center of the moon is above the terrain.
Mm-hmm.
The top panel here is so powerful. I mean, once you understand it, it's so easy to plan your own shots. Even if you have a building here. I know that this building, this stone construction is 7 meters tall, right? I know that the moon will be bigger, larger than my subject here. And I have everything I need. I have the moon size, I have the height of the moon, the center of the moon, always the center of the moon above my ground level. So I can compare with my subject height.
Mm-hmm.
More questions?
Oh yeah. Someone want to know about how to find the Milky Way.
Milky Way, well, easy. You want to plan the Milky Way is super easy. First thing you need to do is to switch on the Milky Way information on the map. I'll switch off the black pin. To see the Milky Way information on the map, just tap on the map settings button. And tap on the eye here next to the Milky Way layer. I'll switch off the sun layer I have. And here, and also I'll swipe to the panel to get to my, the first Milky Way layer. So well, this is the date of the full moon, so it's not a very good date for the Milky Way. If I swipe time, you'll see that the Milky Way, when it's daytime, it doesn't appear. It doesn't appear on the map, but at nighttime, the Milky Way arch appears on the map. You know, the Milky Way is an arch of 180 degrees. When the arch goes like this, it's because the Milky Way is completely vertical. If I go to my second Milky Way panel, here you have the position of the Milky Way. It's vertical. The galactic center is in this direction of this thick white line. The galactic center is the larger dot on the arch, linked to the red pin with this white line here. Okay, so this is a vertical Milky Way, but it's full moon. I don't like shooting Milky Way in full moon. So if I tap on the Milky Way icon, what happens is that the time jumps to the next new moon, which is better, right? I don't have moon. So cool. Let's plan a vertical Milky Way shot like this. The two gray lines you see on the map are telling me the area where the galactic center is visible. And the first Milky Way panel is telling me when the galactic center is visible. So the galactic center, which is the core of the Milky Way, the brightest area of the Milky Way, will be visible on October 16th from 8:33 p.m. till 10 p.m., right? 8:33 p.m. in the direction of the light gray line, and at 10 p.m. it will disappear in the direction of the dark gray line. Okay, but I want it to be, the Milky Way to be vertical. So is this possible to get it vertical? Okay, once I have, and this happens at 8:48 p.m. Okay, now that I have the Milky Way vertical, I can choose my shooting spot. Imagine I want to shoot it vertical with the lighthouse. That could be a cool shot. Or I could go here where we have a really nice natural arch called Spondangill, Kah-Wai. When you come to Menorca for the PhotoPills camp, we'll go here to shoot the sunset, and I think you'll love the location. But yeah, the natural arch is right here, and if you want to align it with the Milky Way, it's all about changing your shooting spot. Actually, here down is the best place to photograph. Let me show you this shot. I think I have it here in the awards. I think, I know in the awards, no. We have it in the Instagram. We published it just to you visualize what I'm talking about. I don't know if I'll find it. This is one of the shots, right? This is the natural arch.
Wow.
That day we used a surfer, to give a scale. And with the Milky Way, this shot was taken by Antoni. And he shot it with Nikon Z6, a 50mm, f1.4, 10 seconds at 6400 ISO, and he used the lonely split pure night filter to fight the light pollution. So this is the location and the shot I've just planned. And then I think we took another cool one here. Yeah, this one, which is more panel of the same arch with the Milky Way inside a small cave that we have in that location. Beautiful, beautiful location.
Wow.
So this is the shot I've just planned. Super easy. Right from this very shooting spot. And if you guys want to travel to Menorca when the COVID is over, you can take this photo from August to October, November. Every month you can take this shot for sure. Vertical Milky Way with this location from August and July, August, September, October, November. You can get it easily. Okie dokie, and this is how we plan the Milky Way. What I usually do is I place the red pin next to my subject, and then I try to check all the new moons along the year to see all the possible shots I can get in that location. I know, for example, that in October, I can only get vertical Milky Ways here with the galactic center. So what I'll do is jump to the next new moon by tapping on the icon on the top panel. And again, well, November is not a very good month for the galactic center, so I'll jump to March, which is February, March is when the Milky Way season begins with the galactic center. And the cool thing is that in the Northern Hemisphere, from February, March, April, May, June, it's a great time of the year to photograph the arch of the Milky Way when it's low in the sky. By low, I mean you see the top panel. The top panel for the picture of the Milky Way is pretty horizontal. And if I tap on the AR, night AR, you see what I mean. Here you have the horizon, the galactic center, and you see that the Milky Way is pretty low in the sky. First crossing point of with the horizon, the galactic center, and the arch is pretty low here in the sky, and it dies in this direction. So here you can visualize. If you don't understand the Milky Way position or altitude or height by looking on the map, you can always use the night AR or the picture on the top panel to better understand it. when the Milky Way arch is near the largest circumference, is because it's super low in the sky. It's great for panoramas. And when it gets closer to the center, it's because it gets more vertical. But in March, you can shoot it vertical, right? You can shoot panoramas or shoot a nice diagonal. Imagine you want to shoot a panorama. Okay, I know that on March 14th, 2021 at 3:20 a.m., the Milky Way is going to be awesome. Nice panorama. All I have to look is for my subject. Imagine I want to go to photograph it with our favorite lighthouse. Easy. From this shooting spot, I can get my lighthouse here, the Flores Lighthouse, which is amazing lighthouse, with the Milky Way arching above my lighthouse. So flying the Milky Way is super, super easy. Just check all the possible compositions you can get throughout the year for each month, because every month you can photograph the same Milky Way shot every day. The only thing you need to take into account is the weather conditions, of course, and also the moon. If you have moon or you don't have moon, that's the cool thing. That's why I'm always planning Milky Way with my moon information on the map. Because if I swipe time, so I can get a bit of moon. For example, say here. Here, for example, when the Milky Way arch is low, I have the moon setting. So in this case, if I'm shooting at 3 a.m., the moon will be helping me with the foreground. Well, in this case, I have my lighthouse that is lighting the foreground. But if you don't have a source of light, the moon can really help you add light in the foreground, so you can capture detail and texture in the foreground. So planning your shots, Milky Way shots with the moon can be interesting to capture detail in the foreground. And in one single exposure, you can photograph the stars and capture detail in the foreground thanks to the natural light of the moon. And that's it. This is how we can plan the Milky Way. Questions?
So any question from the audience, you can just unmute your mic and feel free to ask whatever you want. Glenn Clark, he said went to Menorca for wedding. It's beautiful island. It's so unique. People are very nice and accommodating. The food are excellent.
Definitely. I recommend you guys. It's perfect for holidays. And a lot of people, I don't know why, but a lot of people comes and gets married here. Romantic, I suppose. Love is in the air.
I can't wait for the next PhotoPills camps.
Oh man, I hope we can make it next year. Hope so.
Yep.
If not, 2022.
Yep. Okay, so any more questions?
More questions?
Any question? No. If not, then I will let you go. I will let you go to the bed and let your neighbor go to bed. Okay, say hi to your neighbor.
I will.
Okay.
Well,
okay. Once again, thanks everyone who attended the seminar today. Thank you, Raphael. So as you can see, this PhotoPills is so powerful and there's so many functions. So we can cover everything today. So if you want to learn more of PhotoPills, just go to the YouTube channel. They have a very nice YouTube channel that cover everything. And just play it at home, get used to it, and then you'll get a good light in your next trip. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you, everyone. And I will see you next month. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Good night.